Today, we're digging into something pretty common, I think, for anyone who's worked in a team. That moment when you realize, okay, someone seems to be falling behind. It
Yeah.
happens, right? And the usual reaction, maybe not the best one. So, our mission today is to unpack a leadership principle that kind of challenges that gut reaction. We're looking at insights from guiding teams, catch up, not speed up, focusing on leadership role #103. We want to see how maybe a small shift here can actually make a big difference to how teams work together. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about this rule, I think, is that it goes beyond just, managing tasks or hitting deadlines. It touches on something really fundamental about how people actually learn and, well, perform, how our brains work, essentially. And understanding that human element, that's key. It makes this rule useful way beyond just formal leadership roles, really, any kind of collaboration.
Okay, so let's get right into it then. Leadership rule #103. The source puts it clearly. Teach your team to catch up, not speed up. Sounds simple enough, maybe, but it tackles that situation we've all seen. The source says when team members fall behind, leaders often face a crucial decision. That's the fork in the road. Do you push them to go faster, or is there another way?
And what's fascinating here is it's not just about raw output. It's really about understanding and respecting individual human processing.
Yeah.
The main point, like the source highlights, is that effective leaders recognize that people process information at varying speeds. It seems obvious, but
Yeah.
but the source actually explains how that difference causes problems in teams. Why just yelling speed up often fails. Like forcing someone might overload their working memory, leading to mistakes, or just surface level understanding, not real learning.
I think we can all relate to that, right? Feeling that pressure yourself, maybe, or seeing someone else struggle with it. The common reaction, the almost knee-jerk thing for a leader to do is often speeding up,
Mm.
which means, trying to accelerate that person's pace to match everyone else, pushing them. Have you ever felt that? That feeling of just needing to go faster when actually you needed, I don't know, more support or clarity?
Mm.
Or maybe from the other side, as a leader, you've pushed for speed, thinking, well, that's the quickest way back on track.
And this is exactly where the source material really pushes back.
Yeah.
It argues why speeding up is often a problem. It says it may not always be feasible or sustainable.
Because, well, pushing someone ignores all sorts of things, how they learn best, maybe knowledge gaps they have, their cognitive processing style, or even just things going on outside work. It's kind of like, redlining a car engine. You get a quick burst, maybe, but you risk damaging it long term. It
Yeah.
can cause burnout, resentment, people just checking boxes without really getting it. Not ideal for skill development. That makes total sense. It's like a Band-Aid solution that doesn't fix the actual issue and might even create, new problems down the line. And this is where the rule offers something really different, something powerful. In contrast, catching up involves providing targeted support to help individuals bridge the gap and meet expectations. Here's where it gets really interesting. It's a total mind shift from you're failing to let's help you develop.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't about lowering standards. Let's be really clear on that. It's not about saying, oh, it's okay to be behind. It's about optimizing the way someone gets to meet those high standards. The strategic difference is huge. Catching up means looking at where someone is right now and giving them a clear, practical path forward, like building scaffolding, providing the right support structure instead of just demanding they jump higher without any help, and make sure that when they do get there, it's solid. Real capability, real understanding, not just something rushed out the door.
That's such a key distinction. So the source says that focusing on catching up immediately helps build a more inclusive and supportive work environment, which isn't just like a nice to have, is it? It pays off. It means creating a place where people feel okay about their learning process, where they feel supported. Because this approach accepts that each team member learns and processes information at their own pace. It takes away that pressure of one size fits all speed, which often doesn't work anyway.
Precisely. And the source actually gives practical steps for leaders. It says, rather than pressuring individuals to accelerate, leaders can offer resources, guidance, and feedback to help them catch up and succeed. Those three things, resources, guidance, feedback, those are the levers.
Okay, but what does that targeted support really look like day to day, beyond just saying, go do some training?
Yeah, good question. Because the specifics matter, right? Resources might not just be a formal course. It could be putting together an internal wiki with tips, or maybe connecting them with a colleague who's really good at that specific thing, a sort of peer mentor. Sometimes the best resource is just time, dedicated time to focus, without juggling 10 other things, and guidance. It's much more than just instructions. It's about regular check-ins, making sure expectations are super clear, maybe breaking down a big task into smaller steps together, helping them figure out the specific thing holding them back. And feedback needs to be quick, focused on behavior, and aimed at growth. Not, you're slow, but, hey, I noticed this pattern here, maybe try this technique. It's collaborative problem solving, not judgment.
Right. So it's really about diagnosing the actual bottleneck, the specific sticking point, and then finding the right tool for that issue, not just a generic push. And when leaders do that, the source suggests the long-term effects are pretty big. It says they can foster growth, build confidence, and drive collective success. So what does this all mean for you listening? Think about your own teams. Have you seen this work? Where someone got the right help and didn't just catch up, but actually started to, fly. Fostering growth isn't just about ticking a training box, it's spotting real development needs and building confidence that comes from actually succeeding with that support, right? Not just being told to hurry up. And the collective success, well, that just naturally follows when everyone feels equipped and supported to do their best work.
hmm And this raises an important question, maybe for all of us, whether we lead teams or are part of them. Do we really truly value that sustained development, that deep understanding, over just the appearance of speed? I mean, sometimes things are urgent, projects have real deadlines, but even then, the source implies the way you handle it matters. Maybe even under pressure, a targeted catch-up plan is smarter long-term than just demanding more speed because it builds resilience. It avoids that burnout cycle. You end up with a team that can perform consistently well, not one that just sprints and collapses.
Yeah, it really brings it home, doesn't it, to your own work life. If you understand this rule, how might it change how you handle feeling behind on something? Instead of just stressing and trying to force yourself to go faster, could you maybe pinpoint what specific help, resource, guidance, feedback you actually need to catch up properly? Or looking outwards, how could you support a colleague who seems to be struggling? Offer that specific help, maybe point them to a resource, clarify a process, offer some constructive feedback. Instead of just adding to the pressure, it completely reframes it, doesn't it? It's not about being slow, it's about getting the right kind of help and valuing that individual journey towards the team's goal. And that shift feels, well, quite empowering. So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's a final thought to chew on. What if we took this catch up, not speed up idea and applied it more broadly? Not just in our work teams, but maybe in, say, education or personal development, or even how we think about progress in society. Imagine systems focused on real understanding, building solid skills, sustainable progress. Instead of just arbitrary deadlines and that constant uniform pressure to accelerate, it makes you think, doesn't it, about the real power of patience, of targeted support, how shifting that focus could turn things we see as weaknesses into real chances for deep, lasting growth for everyone.